Bulls then, potentially for the final time in 2018. We reach the first day of autumn and the final round of the Betfred League One season. The Bulls host the Stags. Everything is on the line. And once again, the Bulls line up Pickersgill at fullback, wing three-quarter line, Pownall, Hitchkicks, Gibson and Grant. The halves will be Lilly and Chisholm. Chisholm will captain the side in the absence of Steve Crossley, and it will go Green, Hallis, Busting, Garside, Staunton and Milton. A formidable front row pack option for the Bulls, and on the bench, debutant Oliver Wilson, Vila Halafihi, Ross Peltier and Ross Oakes. Here we go then. The referee, the man in the middle, he's from Bradford. It's Liam Staveley. He officiated 2 pre-season fixtures here for the Bulls against Keighley and Halifax back in the winter months. But it will be the boot of Dane Chisholm to get proceedings underway. Let's get the party started here at Odsal Stadium on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, and immediately it'll be Matt Garside racing out on that defensive line. He's been missing for the past 2 games. He's been having a well-earned rest ahead of those potential playoff dates. And as we said, a lot of attention will be focusing on the events unfolding at Bootham Crescent. Let's not forget that Whitehaven, they have a 4-game hold on the York City Knights. York's last victory against Whitehaven was way back in 2014 when they defeated Whitehaven by 34 points to 32. That wasn't at Bootham Crescent, that was at the old Huntington Stadium just out of town. And here we are at Odsal then, and Hemel, a good clean first set. They're 5 metres inside the Bradford half on the last tackle. It's going to go to Smith. Smith's going to kick through, looking for the speedy winger of Kadeen Williams. But Pickersgill, great position, and he will take the first tackle for the Bulls 12 metres out from his own try line. So it's Bulls Live Proper Sport. We've had a minute gone on the clock as it goes from Lilly out of dummy half to Grant, and the Welsh international who'll be extending his stay at Odsal into 2019. 16 tries in all competitions. He'll get to his feet and he'll play the ball, and it'll be Pownall on tackle number 3. Hallis now to Matt Garside. Garside attacking down this main stand side, wrapped up. 3 defenders there. This is tackle number 4. Back they're going to go down centre field. This is James Green swatting away the yellow and blue shirted Hemel defenders, and he's brought down a couple of metres short of the halfway line. We're on the last tackle. Chisholm takes to the air. He's going to put the winger on the far stand side. Darren Ford under pressure, but Ford will take it. He will now move lateral into centre field before he meets Garside and Busting in a 2-man tackle. 0-0, no points on the board. Both sides having a good solid start, Ethan.
Yeah, good couple of sets from both teams there. Hemel started quite well. I think they got to about our 50 line. They seem to be carrying very strong. No errors yet. Good arm wrestle so far.
Barbara Batten, Harvey, Mary Clifford, David Cross, Harvey Wiles joining us this afternoon. Harvey says Bulls by 70 points. The disparity between teams in this league is immense. So Harvey is predicting a bit of a landslide result for the Bulls as Kieran Smith will just drill the ball into touch, and it'll be head and feed to the Bradford Bulls 20 metres out. So let's just look at the fixtures this afternoon. Halifax hosts Leeds in the Super 8 qualifiers. In the Betfred League One, it's Doncaster Workington. That potentially could be a semi-final lineup next Sunday. Keighley against North Wales Crusaders. Newcastle against the West Wales Raiders. Their pain in 2018 will end this afternoon. And as we said, it's the big one. They're just underway at the Bootham Crescent. York 0, Whitehaven 0. 2 minutes played there. Here at Odsal Stadium, 4 minutes gone on the clock. And Dalton Grant has the ball for John Keir's side. Hallis back out there on the field. Missed the game last week. As we said, there's 9 new faces out there this week for John Keir's side as he decides to rest the key players who can potentially have an impact in the playoffs next week should the Bulls finish second. As we said, currently second in the table, 3 defeats all season, 44 points. And the first penalty of the afternoon will go because Sam Hallis has gone out of dummy half Ethan attacking the markers, and they've been penalised for not being square.
Yeah, smart play there. I think he didn't roll away from the ruck, and I think it was Stoz who played the ball there. He recognised that, got a quick play of the ball, and penalty to us. Let's see what we can do with it now.
Hemel's last win was on the 27th of July, a 30 points to 22 victory away at the West Wales Raiders. So Dean Thomas and Jack Howison have been doing it incredibly tough in 2018, but they have picked up 2 wins, and that'll give them a bit of confidence moving into 2019 as Bradford keep the ball alive. Pownall's over, but referee Liam Staveley says it's gone to ground on that left-hand edge. Jai Hitchcock holds his arm up. Lilly goes and gives him a pat on the back, and it will be scrum head and feed to Hemel. So just shy of 5 minutes gone, and Susan Mann says hi to Ethan and John. They're in sunny roads. That's Susan Mann. Val Turner joining us this afternoon, and the only early points throughout the afternoon's fixtures are to Dewsbury, who have posted an early try at Scotland against Rochdale. Those fixtures interesting because if Swinton win and Rochdale lose, that will confirm Rochdale as finishing 12th. And as you have heard from the announcements in the past 10 days, whoever loses the League One playoff final, the season has been extended a week. They will face Rochdale, and that home ground decider will be decided on the toss of a coin. So Hemel just moving the ball out from the side of their own half. They're finally in Bradford territory. Staunton and Bustin, the 2 big Bulls forwards there, halting that forward momentum. It's going to go to Mitchell. Jack Mitchell towards Pickersgill. Pickersgill, a bit of a juggler, but keeps it on the full. Finds Pownall. Pownall now looks for a gap, and Pownall's wrapped up on his own 20-metre line. Gibson out of dummy half. And Ashley Gibson now back to his customary position on that right-hand edge with Dalton Grant. He'll get up to his feet. He scampered forward an extra 10 metres there. Jai Hitchcock has lost the ball, and it's an error from the Bulls. 10 shy of halfway, so a bit of a lacklustre start to this one. And it will be a scrum to Hemel. Leeds have just opened the score in 6-0. He's going to say knock on against Hemel there, Ethan. You agree with that decision?
I'm not sure. I don't really know what happened. It might have been a little steal, but yeah, it's good to see we've got the ball back.
Well, the referees give it. It'll be in the papers, as you say, tomorrow. But Liam Staveley there is going to say a Hemel hand knocks the ball out of Jai Hitchcock's possession. And here goes Jai Hitchcock's probing down that left-hand edge. 5 metres inside the Hemel half as Pownall. He scored that superb try, you may remember, against the North Wales Crusaders. He's brought down on his own 30-metre line. Hallis now back to Bustin. Bustin, full steam ahead. Cole on the fire. He's brought down 10 metres out. We've had 7.5 minutes gone here at Odsal Stadium. It's currently scoreless, but you feel the Bulls are about to post first points, and they will do. Great play there, out wide. Gibson to Grant, and Dalton Grant. He's in at the corner. 4-0 the Bulls lead. Grant now 17 tries for the season.
Yeah, very good shape by us, the Bulls. So it saw us go from left to right, and Dalton got in at the corner. Very good shape by us.
Got to say it, Ethan, bit of a slow start, but that'll please John Keir. Great structure to the Bulls' attack there.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad arm wrestle to start the game with. Hemel are doing okay. They've just come under on that last set a bit, but that's down to our shape. I think we threw some good ball at them, and we've managed to get over for a try.
And John Keys, you look at Hemel, you've been involved there. Joe Keys grew up and played a couple of amateur games there, so certainly just how tough have they been doing it, Dean Thomas and of course Hemel this season?
Yeah, they're doing it tough, but I think the decision by the board there to bring a fair few lads down from up here, I don't know whether it's worked or not, if I'm honest. I know there's lots of lads who are from the Hemel area, used to be in the Broncos Academy and stuff, that now aren't playing at all, I don't believe, which is a shame. But then some of them went off to Oxford last year, and of course that got closed down. So, but they're doing it tough. But you know what, mate, they're still turning up every week regardless of the score, and very similar to West Wales. I just think that the expansion plan, if you look at the bottom 4 teams in this division, if you added all the points together that they've accumulated this year, they still wouldn't be in the top 6. So I think that's a concern for the sport generally.
Dane Chisholm just to the right-hand side of the course.
What's great for me is with these teams, and particularly like the West Wales boys, they just turn up every week, don't they, regardless of what's going on, and you've got to give them credit for that. In terms of, somebody made a great point earlier, messaged into us, the disparity between the teams in this division is even bigger than any of the other divisions, I think, and that's something that does need to be looked at, particularly where the investment's going into them.
Well, Hemel's head coach, Jack Howison, he's urged the Rugby Football League and the Rugby League community to look beyond the development club score lines. As we said, the Hertfordshire team, they've arrived here at Odsal on the back of a 76-6 loss to the London Scholars and a 56-6 defeat against York last weekend. But Howison was very keen to point out when we were speaking to him up in the ticket office before the game that the results don't really tell the story, because he's currently operating with a depleted squad, but there has been some junior development down there. So certainly I think you're going to see sides like Hemel, the West Wales Raiders, certainly come under a bit of increasing scrutiny over where the central funding gets distributed. It's certainly guaranteed and ring-fenced till 2021 as Bradford look to go back-to-back. Green to Pickersgill to Busting, and Busting will scamper over from 30 metres out. Callum Busting to the line. It was almost like he was racing towards the dinner queue.
Great speed from Cal Busting there. I've never seen him move that quick towards that try line. Hale just got there as well, but good shape again, good offload from Greeny, and Picker's always been where Pickers is and supporting, and he provided that try. So yeah, great work by the Bulls.
And I've got to say, even Ryan, we're just looking at the crispness of the passing there. Wow, that was perfectly executed.
Yeah, I mean, John says only offload the ball if it's 100% on. You live and die by your decisions, and it were a good one from Greeny there. He saw the opportunity that his offload had given it. It found Pickers perfectly. So yeah, it were a well worked try.
8 points to nil then. The Bulls have doubled their lead here. 11 minutes gone on the clock on Bulls Live and Proper Sport. It is still York City Knights 0, Whitehaven 0. Incidentally, if the Bulls win and it's a draw at Bootham Crescent, that would still be enough. York would go up in that automatic promotion place, but certainly Whitehaven have themselves, their season on the line. Oldham's win against the London Scholars yesterday means Whitehaven are currently 6th, but if they can get another victory against the York City Knights to make it 5 wins on the bounce, then Whitehaven will knock Oldham out of the playoffs and they will go to York again next weekend. Chisholm adds the extra 2 and it's 10 points to nil here at Odsal Stadium with 11 and a half minutes gone. And here's a try scorer, Callum Busting. Well, the dinner lady's already rung the bell. He's wanting more and he's going to carry it up to the 20-metre line. And Hallis, he's already surveying the landscape, and along the line they'll go with Pickersgill to Green. Green, great turn, still going forward. James Green, 4 Hemel players scrambling back. Green's going to be brought down on his own 40-metre line. Hallis picks the ball out of dummy half, attacks the markers, and then some. And Sam Hallis is still going forward. Great confidence there from the Bradford Bulls. Garside in at dummy half, fires it to Lilly. Lilly back to Chisholm. And Bradford are going to be brought down on tackle number 4. There's still a tackle remaining in this bag as it goes back down to Lilly. Lilly through a gap. Lilly taking the line on with confidence and panache, and he's brought down 20 metres out. This is the 5th and last tackle. Back to Chisholm. It's a bit of a wayward kick. It's going to put Ford under pressure, but Ford will take it. And here we go then. Hitchcocks and Pownall bringing down Ford in that far corner. And Hemel now will move the ball deep inside their own half. An adventurous, lively start from the Bulls, Ethan.
Yeah, it's a 100-metre set there straight from the kick-off. I think Carlu scored a try, carried 20 metres straight from the kick-off. It really does get the sets going. So it's good if you could do that all game. I think it'll be a long afternoon for Hemel.
Christine Waterworth, thank you for joining us this afternoon. She's watching from sunny Filey. Thank you for the coverage all season. And Carl Haig says, come on you Bulls. And James Cummins says, great start for the Bradford Bulls, who lead here at Odsal by 10 points to nil, and they've restricted Hemel to just shy of their own 40-metre line, and that error there from Kieran Smith. It's gone out on the full, so Bradford will play the ball 35 away from the Hemel line, and you suspect it could be a long afternoon here for Hemel, who have their first ever visit to Odsal Stadium. And as we said, it's all about them development leagues. Certainly, they're doing it tough. And I think the most interesting comment that I heard all season was when I was speaking to the Newcastle Thunder head coach, Jason Payne. And Jason Payne summed it up perfectly. He says, when we were sold the vision from Ralph Rimmer about the development leagues like League One, we never in a million years expected a club like the Bradford Bulls to be down in there. Same to Toronto, because that is pretty much one of the promotion spots already spoken for. Here at Bradford though, 20 metres out, Chisholm, Lilly, Busting still going down the middle. Thought about the offload to Hallas. Keeps on to the ball. Now Hallas will touch the ball, and it's going to go to Chisholm. Chisholm past the defence. Still going towards the line. Great tackle from Matt Wellham, the Hemel Stags fullback. He wraps him up and saves a try. And Bradford knocking on that door once more. Lilly through a gap. Juggles the ball to Garside. Garside's lost it, and it will be an error there from the Bulls. Scrum to Hemel. Lilly with conviction, just getting the ball to Garside. I don't think Garside knew much about it, but it will be scrum head and feet to Hemel. It remains Bradford Bulls 10, Hemel 0.
Yeah, it's what we were speaking about just a moment ago. Seeing if the offloads are definitely on. I think it might be last tackle, so it's not a bad place to turn the ball over. Let's see what Hemel can bring out from their own half now.
York City Knights 0, Whitehaven 0. The Rugby League America joining us. So too Lenny Smith, also Darren Leyland, Ben Cousin. Lenny's asking what's everybody doing when the season ends. Well, I don't think the season ends for us till mid-November. We've got the England-New Zealand Test Series. We've also got the England-Australia schoolboy auction. And we've also got the England Academy against France here at Odsal, a couple of games. So I think I'll finally close my notebooks and hang my headset up for the season on around about the 20th of November. So certainly still a couple more months of rugby league football coming your way, as once again Smith's kick will be trapped by the foot and boot of Pickersgill. Pickersgill will find Grant. Grant's going to be brought down by Fitzpatrick Parry. And here goes Gibson out of dummy half. He puts a big fend on. The ball's come loose. Great tackle there from the Stags. It's the free play. It'll be kicked forward by Lewis Sharif. He's chasing it. The ball's come loose. Referee Liam Staveley will say that has gone dead off Jai Hitchcock's, but the greater advantage will be the original error. So it'll be scrum to Hemel. 10 metres inside their own half.
Yeah, bit of a funny one that. I think we coughed the ball up, which in his own half, which we didn't really want to do in this game. It's about completing and getting out of their own half. If you're 100% completion and yardage there, very rarely on your line. So something that we need to work on. But I think I'll trust in the boys here to defend this and get the ball back.
And one thing, Ethan, that has been really pleasing about the Bradford Bulls in 2018 has been that defence. You currently look at what you've been conceding all season, just 275 points conceded. It's an average of just under 11.
Yeah, I mean, when John first came into the team halfway through pre-season, he said if you can defend well, that's half the job done already. So knowing that we only concede on average about 11 points a game, it's fantastic, because if we can score more than that, then we've got a good chance of winning. We've got a really good work ethic in defence, and we all want to work for each other, and we'll see now if we can keep them out.
Hemel attacking the short side. Last tackles as referee Liam Staveley calling for the ball in centre field, but instead it'll come in from Wellham. Wellham's kick has hit the post. Here it goes to Green. Here goes Pickersgill. Pickersgill caught there by the shirt collar. And Alexandra Williams. That was a try-saving tackle, albeit 20 metres out from the Bradford line. Pickersgill was just about to navigate a path towards the Hemel line on that far stand side. As it is, they're coming from deep as it goes from Hallas to Grant. Grant wriggling around on the floor. And here goes Sam Hallas through a big gap. Bradford getting over the advantage line with ease here. That will be concerning for player coach Jack Howison, but it's still just 10 points-0 with 17 minutes gone, as Sam Hallis will be told to play the ball. In fact, it'll be George Milton who has to play the ball. And this will be the last tackle for the Bulls, 30 metres out, just to left of centre field. Chisholm looking to put Wellham under pressure. The bounce of the ball over the dead ball line, tap on the 20. And that's something, Ethan, that you've been quite a grateful recipient of in 2018, those 10 Chisholm kicks.
Yeah, it's a good option to have on like the fifth and last tackle, because it's not always just about turning the ball over. If we can potentially score points, it's a good way to finish a set. Just a little bit too much on that kick from Chiz. I'm sure he'll rate it in a little bit in these next coming sets. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a good option to have on the last.
Well, hold on to your horses. The score has just updated at Bootham Crescent. York 0, Whitehaven 2. As things stands, the Bradford Bulls are going up in the automatic promotion spot. Oh, are they? Because hemel come down this right-hand edge. The ball's been offloaded from Fitzpatrick Parry. Parry was looking for the support of Smith. Referee Staveley looks to the touch judge and says Parry has lost the ball forward. So a little bit of a concern tack there, because hemel coming down this short side attacking Gibson and Grant. But at Bootham Crescent, Whitehaven lead York, so Bradford going up as things stand at this moment in time.
Yeah, let's keep the scores that way, please. If it finished 2-0, I won't mind that at all. I won't mind that.
It's like Soccer Saturday and making it on the last day of the season. It's all flying in from everywhere. The excitement levels are rising now in this commentary position. We just need to keep our feet on the ground, as John Keir would say.
Smithy and Totty watching in Perth, Australia. Come on you Bulls, Max Scargill, Alan Aviard, Alex Thompson, Paul Artist joining us on Bulls Live Proper Sport. If you're just joining us, just shy of 20 minutes gone here, and it was an early try from Dalton Grant. The Bulls went back to back with Busting, a great play down the middle, Green, Pickersgill, and then Busting. It was the old 1-2-3, and that caught hemel cold, but credit to hemel, they've put up the drawbridge, and they're showing some great defensive resilience as Lilly will feed the ball in the scrum. It'll go to Hallis. Pownall on tackle number 1. Pownall's brought down there by Austin Bell. Mark Barlow also out there. So player coach Jack Howison going through the interchanges early doors, as Jai Hitchcock's scored a try last week against Oldham. 4 tries now in his last 2 games since his return from injury. And Bradford, via Lilly, we'll see Gibson brought down just shy of the halfway line. Pickers go back to Lilly. Lilly to Milton. Milton's brought down on tackle number 4. A couple of metres inside enemy territory as it now goes from Hallis to Green. Green, once again, looks for the support, decides to take the tackle because Burns and Jowett have come in and wrapped him up. This is the last tackle then for John Keir's side. Lilly will now try a cross-field kick, looking for Pownall on that left-hand edge, but Darren Ford, certainly a great tech, but Pownall will gift wrap him, and he's brought down 12 metres out from his own try line. And the people are commenting, saying that York have hit back with a penalty, so 2 points apiece at Bootham Crescent. The score app that I'm using slightly behind, but Amelia Gatwood says, well done to Callum. Nan and Grandad cheering from afar. Certainly Callum Busting has been a revelation, Ethan, since he joined the Bulls from Castleford.
Yeah, his goal forward's massive for us, and I think John really likes him. John brings out the best in him. So and just to see him in this game as well, just making so many yards and winning the ruck like he's doing now, it's very good to see. He's a big part of our team.
Hemel on the last tackle, kick through, taken by Smith. Smith's no look pass, kick forward by Fitzpatrick Parry. Fitzpatrick Parry, though, the danger averted. And as we said, a real standout player for the Bulls in 2018. Brandon Pickersgill was there, and he has stopped the danger. And it remains Bradford 10, Hemel 0. We've had 21 minutes gone here on Bulls Live and Proper Sport this afternoon. Still, it remains Halifax 0, Leeds 6, as Pownall is adjudged to have knocked the ball on. So scrum, head and feed to Hemel. Second error from the Bulls in open play, and a chance for Hemel. Ethan, sort of talking about your try-scoring feats this season. 34 tries in all competitions, currently the league leading try scorer with 32. Could you have imagined yourself scoring so many at the start of the season? Was there a goal you thought about?
No, I mean, I think I discussed with you like a couple of weeks ago about not really having goals. I just take each game as it comes. But it's been nice to pick up some form this year and really go into this league and perform like well. So it's been good to score so many tries. I think it's the most I've ever scored in a professional season. The most I've scored with the Bulls. So it's good to keep that tally up.
Hemel now putting the Bulls under pressure, just to the right-hand side of the post. In a dummy half, it'll be Burns. Burns fires the ball to Smith. Smith drops the shoulder, can't get past George Milton and Matt Garside, the two Bulls defenders. Wellham, crossfield kick, looking for the winger, Fitzpatrick Parry. Just a little bit too much on it there from Matt Wellham. It'll be a 7-tackle set, starting with a 0 tackle, which Brandon Pickersgill, in his haste there, will quickly look and find Lilly. Lilly now to Gibson. That'll be the 0 tackle. Let us know in the comments where you're watching. We apologise for the glitches. Just a dodgy wire that's been sorted now. And James Kirkpatrick says, can you wish my uncle Chris Minchella a happy 50th birthday? Well, Chris Minchella, he's in the South Bank stand this afternoon enjoying the hospitality along with his family and guests. So certainly we'll pass the message on as Bradford win the second penalty of the game. Once again, the Bulls just up in the intensity there, Ethan, and Hemel struggling, not back the 10.
Yeah, I think that's impact from Ross straight away. He's come on and his go forward it's immense for us. We've won ourselves a penalty there, so let's see what we can do from it here.
In reply to Nicole Milner, we would try and take the cable back to Maplin's, but they went into administration, so we've got to survive with the dodgy wires. Lilly, back to Hallas, to Chisholm, to Grant. Grant saying, effortless rugby league football. The cut-out pass, missed Fitzpatrick, Parry and Smith, and Grant has a second. 14 points to 0 at Odsal.
Very good shape by us, that. I think it's a short side play we've worked on there, and a good cut-out ball from Chiz to Dalton, and Dalton goes in for a second try of the game. Very good shape by us.
22 minutes gone on the clock. Bulls Live Proper Sport 14-0. Chisholm will attempt the conversion attempt on this main stand side. But John, you've got to be pleased with what you're seeing as Oliver Wilson is about to come on and make his debut. Here he goes, number 31 for the Bradford Bulls, Oliver Wilson. He will join Matty Staunton out there. And the average age of the Bulls, once again, it's dropped to 23 years and 3 months this afternoon. John, great pass there between Chisholm and Grant.
Yeah, great finish. It's interesting actually because Hemel look alright when they're going forward, but in defence they just can't seem to get the numbers right, and that's Bradford are taking full advantage of that down the right hand side twice, and Dalton's gone in for 2 easy tries.
Perhaps the season could end this afternoon. Keith Harrell commented he's starting to believe that there could be a big major shock at Bootham Crescent. It's York 2, Whitehaven 2 at the minute. Dane Chisholm lining this conversion attempt up, as we said, 276 points so far this season for the Bulls. That's another 2. 16-0. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Mick Gledall, John Keys and Ethan Ryan. Dave Jones, Sue Bullard, Philip Patchett, Michelle Carter, Adam Saddington, Sean Mason and Daniel Harrison joining us this afternoon. 16 points to 0. A brace from Grant, and that superb effort from Callum Bustin down the middle. And don't forget, hit like for another Bulls Academy product as Oliver Wilson comes on. He makes his debut. 7 tries in the under-19s Academy this season. And Oliver Wilson, well, a bit of miscommunication there between Wilson and Pownall. That's got the oohs and ahs up from the crowd. Lillian at dummy half. It's going to be Ross Peltier. Here goes Ross Peltier. finds the support back from Lilly. Lilly to Wilson. Here we go on his debut. Wilson makes 8 metres, maybe a little bit more. And he's brought down 2 metres out from the halfway line as Bradford shifted on the left as it goes from Chisholm. Staunton ends up with Hitchcock's, and Hitchcock's he's brought down 15 metres in field inside that hemel half. Just on the far stand side, they're going to come back down the middle with Milton. Milton is squashed and flattened by Esselmont and Sharif in a 2-man tackle. Hallis goes the other way, back down towards Lilly, across the throat of this Hemel defence, and that's great defence there from Kadeen Williams, who will wrap up Matt Garside on the last tackle. They're 25 metres out. Lilly, clever little chip, looking for Grant. Grant's called offside inside the 10, so Fitzpatrick Parry will field the ball, and he'll be brought down by Gibson and Lilly. 16-0. Ethan, is that a fair reflection of the score? We've had 26 minutes gone.
Yeah, as I think Hemel have had a very good dig. Got a penalty here now, and when they've been up in our end, they've thrown some decent shapes, some off the cuff stuff, a few little kicks through, and they've been quite unfortunate. But yeah, they've really got into the arm wrestling things. A couple of errors and just online defence that's let them down a bit. But let's see if they can convert the points here.
Well, unless York lose to Whitehaven this afternoon in the final league game, John Keir's side will face the knockout route for promotion back to the championships. And certainly 7 days ago, John Keir was left fuming with that second half display against Oldham. Just a 60% completion rate. And a keen point is that, potentially might be concerning for John Keir based on what happened last week in that second half, was that Oldham kept the Bulls scoreless in a half, the first side to be done so in the league this season. That's excluding the Warrington first half in the Challenge Cup. But so far so good, the Bulls here, this defence keeping Hemel at bay. What will Burns do out of dummy half now? He finds Sharif. Sharif goes back down to Jowett. Jowett's brought down on the last tackle, and Burns once again in there looking for options. He's going to go back to Sharif. Sharif tries a drop goal. Has that gone between the posts and over the crossbar? Yes, it has. And Louis Sharif, oh wow, he'll be telling the grandkids about that for years to come. He's got a drop goal at Odsal Stadium. Hemel have a point.
I think John Keir's his sidekick there, because he's just said if I were the Hemel coach, I'd be telling him to take a 1-pointer here, and to 5 seconds later they did. I don't really know what to say there.
I'm speechless, boys. I'm speechless.
Mick, I literally just said to Ethan, if I was their coach, I'd try and do it. And do you know what? They're not going to get nilled at Odsal, are they? And a few teams have been nilled this year. Louis Sharif, former England youth player many years ago, came from Hull. Was involved in one of the England squads I was involved with.
Well, it doesn't matter how they come, as long as they come. That is what player coach Jack Howison will be saying. We've had 30 minutes here at Odsal Stadium, 16 points to 1. Wow, that has got to be a unique rugby league scoreline if ever there was one, if that stays the same way at half time. There's 10 minutes also to go at Bootham Crescent, and it's another Connor Robinson penalty goal, and it's York 4, Whitehaven 2. So the promotion party for the Bulls has put back on the ice as Hemel on the restart. They're over on the far stand side with Darren Ford. Ford wrapped up there by Hitchcock and Staunton. Once again, Sharif growing into this game. He'll find the support there of Austin Bell. Bell's brought down on the last tackle on the halfway line. Bell gets to his feet. Burns out a dummy half. It goes to Mitchell. Mitchell, a troubling kick there for Pickersgill. Pickersgill beats 1. He's got 2 and 3 on him, and he's finally brought down there by Austin Bell in front of his own post. And a quick play the ball from Pickersgill. Grant has to bend down, pick the ball up, gives it there to Pownall. Former Lee Toronto man looking for his options, and he's brought down on the Bradford 40-metre line. Lillian at dummy half. Milton to Wilson. Oliver Wilson gets the legs driving forward. Halafihi just come on the field for Hallis. And here goes Vila Halafihi, his first taste of action in the last 5 weeks. And Halafihi, he'll be looking to stake a claim in John Keir's playoff side if York get the job done. Here goes Peltier. Peltier, 10 tries in 2018, enjoying his form Odsall in 2018 as Chisholm floats it out to Hitchcox. Jai Hitchcox to Pownall. Pownall makes it look easy. Bradford, they're hitting Hemel on the edges this afternoon, and it's 20 points to 1.
I don't know how that try's been given. That ball just travelled forward at least 2 yards, the final pass. But interesting, as I said before, Hemel just can't get the numbers right in defence. And when we're going and attacking wide on what is a big pitch, Bradford should run in plenty of tries. Interestingly enough, if you remember our trip to Hemel, I think their pitch is probably 15 metres shorter than this and probably 10 metres narrower. So it's a real big area for them to be playing on this afternoon, and I think that might make a difference to the final score.
Shane Moore says class from Jai. Ethan, what has Jai Hitchcox brought to the side?
Experience, I think, he's about 29 now. Jai, oldest player on pitch down at West Wales, which were a bit of a
he don't like that. He don't like to admit that.
A bit of a shock to him, but nah, his goal forward out of yardage and what he brings in attack is massive for us. It's been a massive help for us. You see, he can score from all over the pitch. He's scored full length. He's supplied a try there in the centre, so put him anywhere and he'll do a very good job for us.
Dane Chisholm from the far stand touchline. That one just goes across the face of the post, so 20 points to 1. It remains on Bulls Live and Proper Sport this afternoon with 32 minutes gone on the clock here at Odsall Stadium, so certainly a very interesting scoreline from Odsall Stadium, but the Bulls, 4 tries, a brace to Grant, busting, and now Pownall getting in on the act. Alan Aviard says great pass, and Harvey Wiles says I once commentated on Lee versus York, and the score was 84-0 to Lee, and York dropped a goal on the hooter. 84-1 it was that afternoon. That another unique score in rugby league. Still York City Knights 4, Whitehaven 2 at Bootham Crescent. The dying embers of both first halves here in Betfred League 1 this afternoon. Sue Bullard says brilliant from the Bulls. Matt Bromscombe, Alex Foley, Michael Bairstow joining us as Bradford go down the middle through the heart of this Hemel defence there by Ross Peltier. He's brought down on his own 40-metre line. Here goes Milton, former Hulkington Rovers man, 22 years of age, brought down just to left of centre field as Bradford once again, they're attacking the edges. Pickersgill ball and all tackle there from Mitchell. Mitchell wraps Pickersgill up. Pickersgill were looking lively, and they're going to go back down the middle with Chisholm on the last. That is going to be a tester for Wellham. Wellham's going to leave it. It's been allowed to bounce by Ford. Pownall has it. Pownall looks to keep the ball alive. It's gone backwards, but he's put a foot in touch, and that will be the changeover in possession. So I think if there's any criticism, Ethan, from the Bulls in this first half, the structure's looking good, but a couple of times we'll get to the last and it's a little bit haphazard.
Yeah, a little bit shaky, maybe just try to create something at some points, but I think where we've actually been turning the ball over hasn't actually been that bad, bar like a 1-7 tackle set, so we'd take turning the ball over here, especially given what we can dish up in defence, so it's good to see us completing as well and finishing the sets where we actually want to.
Toby Jones says Jai was underrated at Castleford. Steve Crossley, Ethan Ryan, Joe Keys, Elliot Minchella, Mikey Woodley and Kirk all not playing. You can add George Flanagan to that list this afternoon, all rested ahead of a potential playoff date next week. We do welcome back Vila Halafihi, Ross Oakes and Oliver Wilson. Halafihi and Wilson out there on the field. Ross Oakes has just been warming up, so Ross Oakes potentially about to come on before half time. But Hemel, to the credit, 20 points to 1 with 6 minutes to go to half time. Jack Howison, the player coach, and also Dean Thomas, the CEO of Hemel Stags, will be relatively pleased with his first half performance. Here goes Smith. Smith finds Fitzpatrick Parry. Parry's going to be brought down by Grant as the two fives collide, and the help there by Garside. A bit of a tackling workhorse here for John Keir's side. Out of dummy half, it's going to go from Stamp to Stock. Stock keeps the ball going, back to Smith. Kieran Smith in centre field, gives it to Wellham. Wellham's going to be brought down by Wilson and Staunton, but he's allowed to get the ball out, and the kick will come in on that right-hand edge from Esselmont. But the quickest to react was another one of these bright young things coming out of the Bradford Bulls Academy, and that was Matt Staunton to avert the danger. Here goes Pickersgill. Pickersgill caught on the shoulder, says referee Liam Staveley, by Williams. Jowett comes in as the second man, and now Hemel are penalised for not being square. So the penalty count, 3 penalties to 1 this afternoon. We've had a low penalty count, and it remains 20 points to 1 at Odsal, as the York City Knights have just crossed for the first try, and it is now 8 points to 2. So York have further extended the lead at Bootham Crescent. Can't make out the try scorer, just been watching it on the phone. It is 8 points to 2 as Bradford fires the ball from Chisholm to Staunton. Staunton brought down by Williams and Ford on that left-hand edge. Staunton gets to his feet. Here goes Chisholm. Chisholm misses out Wilson. Finds Pickersgill, and Pickersgill just loses his footing slightly before a collision from Esselmont and Stock in front of the Hemel posts. Bit of a deadly hush here around Odsal. The supporters, probably below our commentary position, might be aware of that score coming in from Bootham Crescent. And let me tell you now, Dane Chisholm, he's the showman out there. If that lands in the arm of Johnny Pownall, Ethan, that is quite a spectacular try.
Yeah, I think he took his eyes off the ball a little bit there. I think he'd have thought he caught it and scored, but it were a good option to end the set as well. Nice little crossfield kick, and yeah, if Johnny had just caught that, it would have been another try up. So yeah, it's not bad shape in the last, and we are turning the ball over in where we want to turn it over, so it's not too bad.
Matt Chilton, the try scorer for the York City Knights. And we're around about 3.5 minutes away from half time. And we're going to hear from new Bradford Bulls signing Jake Webster at half time, so stick around. He was on the 6 till 8 debate with Jai Hitchcocks and Ollie Holmes this week, and we'll get Ethan's thoughts on Jake Webster and some of the players that are coming in at Odsal in 2019 once this Hemel attack has been stopped. And it goes from Smith once again to Mitchell. Mitchell's brought down just 42 metres out from his own line. Stamp back out of dummy half. He attacks Milton and Staunton, sucks in Halafihi before the pass there to Esselmont. Sonny Esselmont keeps the ball alive. Back to Paul Stamp, and Stamp's going to be brought down on the last tackle. 20 metres out in front of the Bradford post. Hemel appealing for a penalty. They'll play to the whistle. Good, quick, fast hands. They're on the right-hand edge with Williams. Williams loses the ball. It's picked up by Pownall. And that will be the 0 tackle, the free play in effect. Are we about to see some Bradford Bulls magic? Lilly still keeps the ball going. Is it centre field? Hemel can't bring the Bulls down. He's still going. It's Jordan Lilly. Lilly out wide to Hitchcocks. Jai's juggled and knocked it on. If Jai takes that, he's skirting down the far stand side. It was the free play. And John, this is just a bit of mockery of the rules now. 20 seconds after the original knock on, yeah. We've got to go all the way back.
Yeah, I think it needs to be changed. I think after you've gone a certain distance, like 10 or 20 metres, that the advantage needs to be taken away then. Interesting though for Hemel, you know, that the number one for Hemel, he's a tall lad playing a fullback, but he's actually got something about him, and he seems to be creating quite a bit when he carries the ball. And like I said before, you know, going forward they seem fine. It's just defending on a wide pitch that seems to be the problem today.
James Tilley has scored at Bootham Crescent for Whitehaven. It is 8 points apiece. We're all locked up. The supporters below our commentary position, they're jumping up and down. And they're not celebrating the error there from the Bulls. They're celebrating the try from James Tilley. Wow, I've got goosebumps, Ethan.
I have too, but it's because I'm freezing.
Don't worry, I'll lend you my coat at half time. 8 points apiece at Bootham Crescent. Bradford A fourth error in this first half. It's got to be expected, as we said. John Keane not giving anything away. As we said, 9 new faces in the side this afternoon. That mitigating factor for some of the sloppiness out there. But so far so good for the Bulls. They've restricted hemel to that Lewis Sharif drop goal. We're going to hear from Jake Webster in around about 90 seconds time. Bradford have got to keep hemel out here as it goes to Burns to Taylor. Taylor's going to be brought down, and he's brought down once again by Peltier and Wilson. Quick play the ball. Stamp to Smith to Wellham. Wellham's pass knocked forward. Kadeen Williams' try will not count, and it will be scrum, head and feed to the Bradford Bulls with a minute remaining on the clock here at Odsal Stadium. So, Sam Fon, Dave Mackerel, Vicky Cullerton, Wayne Jeffries, James Cummings joining us this afternoon. The Bradford Bull Supporters Group says, come on Whitehaven. We're about to hear the hooter sound. That will be half-time here at Odsal Stadium. Bradford Bulls 20, Hemel Stags 1. Present as well. So then, the season comes down to 40 minutes at Bootham Crescent and Odsal Stadium. Set the watches. In 40 minutes' time, Bradford or York, they will be promoted to the Championship. They will be facing Halifax, Leith, Featherstone and Widnes next season. Will it be Bradford? Will it be York? Here's what 40 minutes said to me. Bulls Live Proper Sport. Pownall takes the shallow restart on his own 30-metre line, and it'll go from Halafii to Milton. Milton's rolled over and turned over his back in a 2-man tackle, 15 short of halfway. And here goes Ollie Wilson on debut, 19 years of age, 7 tries in the under-19s season for 2018, and he making his debut once again, and he's hungry. He's looking for the ball again, and it's going to be his second carry. And Ollie Wilson making huge meters. Last tackle for the Bradford Bulls. A good strong start to the second 40 as Chisholm looks to catch Wellham out of position. A bit of reverb there on the ball, but it's been taken by Ford, and Ford will smother the ball there and stop Pownall and Hitchcocks, who were in the vicinity trying to prize the ball out. Wellham on tackle number 2. Ethan, what do you reckon the player coach Jack Howison has said regarding Hemel's first 40 minutes here?
I don't think he'll have thought it was that bad. Like you say, when they started the game, it were a great arm wrestle for the first few sets. And I think, like John's pointed out there, it's just when they get on their own try line, they can't seem to number off properly. That might be due to the pitch size. I'm not too sure, but I feel like if they up that bit in the second half, I think it'll be a closer fought game. So we'll just have to see how they go, but I feel like he'll be quite impressed with what they've delivered so far.
Well, Whitehaven have the ball at the start of the second half. They will attack the David Longhurst stand. That was the stand that was housed by all the Bull supporters, you remember, on that dramatic opening day. Come from behind victory. Here goes Dalton Grant. He's on for the hat-trick. Dalton Grant, has he got the legs? Here we go. He's finally brought down by Ford. 30 metres out, but that was a great little run there from Dalton Grant. Bradford set their attacking structure up. Chisholm to Hitchcocks. It's the Mullen-Bimby brothers. Hitchcocks goes in. He has try number 8 for the season in the red, amber and black. Delightful rugby league football on the eye. 24 points to 1. It's taken the Bulls 90 seconds to get their second half account up and running.
Yeah, it was great shape from Chiz there, good vision as well. I think he saw that there was no fullback at home and the winger were up in the line, so to put a little kick through for Jai there to round the attacking off, it were very good shape, yeah.
Well, we've just mentioned what Jake Webster can bring. We touched on Jai Hitchcocks in that first half, Ethan. Certainly they're both from Mullen-Bimby, a small suburb of New South Wales. You could certainly see Dane and Jai's strengths as players.
Yeah, they link up great together. I think they've played quite a lot of rugby together over the years, and now they're playing at Bradford together. So to see them actually linking up and creating some some opportunities for us to score and for us to gain points. It's good to see.
Nicole Jagger says, watching from me York. Steve Rainwright says, great try. And Kane Ballou says, the postman delivers again. Here is Dane Chisholm. 2 from 4 attempts thus far. This is 5th attempt. It's caught the wind, and that is over the black dot. Bulls Live, proper sport. Gledall Ryan Keys. Bulls 26, Stags 1 here at Odsal Stadium. It's still 10 points to 8 in favour of the York City Knights at Bootham Crescent. How's the nerves, Ethan? How's the nerves?
Yeah, it's nice to see Whitehaven giving them a good go, but I'll just focus on what's happening here. Whatever happens over there, happens over there. We're preparing for playoffs, and that's all that matters at the minute.
Kane Ballou says, watching from Byron Bay, Australia. Go Jai, great try for the Bulls. 5th try of the afternoon for the Bradford Bulls here at Odsal Stadium. Pownall takes the shallow restart, claddered by Wellham. He has to turn around on the Odsal surface, face the Hemel post, and it will be Milton on tackle number 2. 4 minutes gone then at the start of this second half. Bradford once again playing with great depth, great width. Staunton, as Ross Oakes gets his first taste of action at the start of this second half. Ross Peltier with a half break, brought down there by Barlow and Stamp in a 2-man tackle. Halafihi attacks the markers. He will get the Bulls another 20 metres and then some more. And the Bulls about to go back to back. They've gone 30 metres away from the Hemel line. And it will be Chisholm. Chasing the kick is Ross Oakes. But once again, the Hemel fullback really impressed with his application and attitude this afternoon. Matt Wellham averts the danger. And Ross Peltier will put Hemel under a lot of pressure after a mazy run from Esselmont is extinguished 10 metres out from his own try line. So the second half underway at Odsal. The second half underway at Bootham Crescent. And it is still York 10, Whitehaven 8, Bradford 26, Hemel 1. We're going right down to the final play of the game. I can feel it. Hemel on the last tackle, 15 metres sort of halfway. They're going on the left-hand side. Smith has ball in hand. Smith runs. He's on the power play, looks for support. Back in to Mark Stock's hands, and that will find touch ahead of Brandon Pickersgill, and that will turn the Bradford Bulls around. John Keir keen to point out, Ethan, that performance last week, but certainly from what we've seen, he'll be pleased with the defence this afternoon. Yeah,
definitely. I think he'll have been pleased with the defence last week as well, just not as completions and as actually how we played in the second half. But it's good to see that we're giving that more of a go this week, and we're actually preparing ourselves for the playoffs in good spirit here.
And let's not forget players like Jake Webster, David Fogging Johnston. They're all exciting pieces of the jigsaw that John Keir is trying to piece together for 2019. Pownall just ankle tapped there by Ford, and Ford will bring him down, and on will come Mitchell as the second defender. This time though, Hemel guilty, being inside the 10. So that's the 5th penalty they've conceded. We've only had 6 penalties all game. I guess this is one of those sort of games where the referee doesn't really need to keep the whistle in his mouth, but we've had 6 minutes gone at the start of this second half as Oakes will tap the ball. Here goes Matt Garside. Garside's going to be brought down on tackle number 1, 15 metres out from the Hemel try line. Bradford hunting a 6th score as Halafihi will be brought down by Wellham on tackle number 2. Garside appealing for a penalty. Goes in centre field to Chisholm, to Lilly. Lilly to Pickersgill. Bradford have numbers out wide. They've got the ball. Jai Hitchcox doesn't know what to do with it. He's still going forward, Jai Hitchcox. He thought about the offload out wide to Grant. Bradford will come back in centre field. Lilly kicks through to Pickersgill. Telepathic Rugby League. 6th try, 30 points to 1.
Stanningly boys linking up there. I think they've practiced that a few times over the years. Good shape, good to see. Before that as well, we threw the ball from left to right, and we almost had them out there. So to come back across and put a little kick in and score, it's good to see.
Great to see the way that play was read as well. Pickersgill were calling for the ball there, Ethan.
Yeah, like you say, Mick, telepathic rugby league.
Jordan Lilly, he looked up, saw Pickersgill on the left edge, and Pickersgill now has entered double figures for the season. That's his 10th try, and it is 30 points to 1. We've had 47 minutes on the clock here at Odsal Stadium, and Chisholm, you must almost bet your house on him converting, which he does. So Bulls Live proper sport, Bradford 32, Hemel 1. Jordan, an exciting start to the second half for John Kearside.
It is indeed, and good to see some different shapes here in attack here on the last one. Played before last, there some real good movement off the ball. Bradford starting to go into overdrive, I think, here, and Hemel struggling a bit. Great work there again from Pickers. I mean, his support play again today. I know he's got a score, which is fantastic. But great kick through from Jordan Lilly there to provide him with the chance.
Darren Pickersgill says, go on, Pickett. And Mick Jackson says, how good is Jordan Lilly today? 12 points to 8 it is at Bootham Crescent. The York City Knights have gone further in front with a Connor Robinson penalty. So just 4 points, the difference there. 30 minutes remaining at Bootham Crescent, and here goes Jordan Lilly. Lilly has Pickersgill on the inside, finds Brandon Pickersgill. Pickersgill, back it goes to Barry Staunton. Staunton will score, and Perla, the Bulls have gone 90 metres in the blink of an eye. Hold your breath.
Great work there from the boys. Ross with a little tip past to Jordan, straight through, and yet again Pickers supported up the middle. But to see Stoz up there as well, wanting to get over the whitewash, it's great to see.
And what a great start to life in the red, amber and black for Matt Staunton. 3 games on since his debut, a try in each game.
Yeah, he's killing it, to be fair, isn't he? He'll be loving that. He'll be off at Nudie on the end of the year as well, if it was a few boys still on that. So I think Ollie will be wanting to be next as well.
And let's not forget Whitehaven. They know they have to win to get into the playoffs. Carl Thorber has already announced that he will be leaving Whitehaven at the end of the season. It's been rumoured he might be joining Rochdale as their new head coach after Alan Kilshaw said he would be leaving Spotland and the Hornets. Ross Peltier, George Milton off the field. Back will come Hallison busting. Dane Chisholm, an opportunity 15 metres to the right hand side of the post to add an extra 2 points on for the Bulls. Here we go, we're going to call it home. That one goes between the posts. So Bulls Live, proper sport. It is Bradford Bulls 38, Hemel Stags 1. 51 minutes gone. 3 quick fire tries. Hitchcock's, Pickersgill and Staunton. Perhaps, Ethan, when we read a little bit too much at half-time into what happened when we went down to Pennine Way back in May. Bradford scored nearly 50 points in the second half. Perhaps history will repeat itself. Hemel now looking a little bit tired and fatigued.
Yeah, it looks that way. We've come out on fire in this second half, throwing some real good shape at them. I feel like we've regrouped a bit in the half-time talk, and it's great to see some long-range efforts as well going on.
So Bulls Live, proper sport, could be the final broadcast of the season. As Bradford, they might go back to back. There's Oakes and Garside on the support. Here goes Ross Oakes. Run, Ross, run! Bring the ball home. He will do. The Bulls now have scored 22 points in 7 minutes. Wow!
Another great long-range try there, and I think that's Ross Oakes off the Nudie run now. I think that's his first try of the year, maybe in the league. So it's good to see. It's good to see. It would have been better to see than Nudie run anyway.
Liam Kirk must be watching the stream, or if he's here in person, Liam, you might be doing the nudie doody.
I think he'll be doing it by himself now.
Ross Oakes' his first try of season 2018 in the final league game here against Hemel, and no disrespect to Hemel, but their defensive structure, it has started to creak and crack and disperse under the pressure of this very rabid Bradford Bulls attack. And as we said, 22 points now in 8.5 minutes. John Keir must have put the rocket up and at half-time.
Yeah, well, not sure if he'll been happy or sad or whatever, but whatever he said's worked. The boys have come out and they're absolutely firing through Hemel now. So this could be a cricket score in the end.
Lady scores elsewhere. Halifax 6, Leeds 22. Swinton leading Featherstone by 16 points to 12, but Rochdale are also beating Dewsbury 26-10. So who is going to play the losing Betfred League One playoff final loser? That potentially could go down to next week. But Dane Chisholm looking at the ball, looking at the post. Is it the left hand upright? Well, we've seen it all. That's the Don Fox moment here. And on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, it remains by 42 to the Bulls. The Stags have won. Elsewhere, in perhaps a playoff dress rehearsal, Doncaster 38, Workington Town 14. It's a tight one at Cougar Park. Keighley 12, North Wales Crusaders 10. It's Newcastle 42, West Wales Raiders 6, and it is still the York City Knights 12, Whitehaven 8. We'll keep you up to date with all the latest scores as and when they come in. But try scorer and hero Ross Oakes, he takes that one on the full there superbly, the boot of Kieran Smith, and he'll be wrapped up by Ford just outside his own 20-metre line. Garside on tackle number 2. Halafihi certainly directing the traffic around the ruck, and he's going to miss out Pownall. He's going to go on the right towards Lilly. Lilly, beautiful cut-out ball to Grant. Grant has space ahead of him, but he can't get past Ford and Williams. Williams bringing down Dalton Grant on the third tackle. Matty Staunton, once again, great upper body strength, and he's brought down on tackle number 4. A metre inside the Hemel half, and he's thrown the ball on the floor, holds his hand up. So the first error of this second half, and it will be scrum head and feed to Hemel. And let's not forget Toyo Igodo is currently missing this afternoon, along with Greg McNally, Liam Johnson and James Laithwaite. Another penalty conversion, says Ethan Ryan. There's been 60 minutes at Bootham Crescent. It is now York 14, Whitehaven 8. It's looking like the playoffs, Ethan.
Yep, that's what we prepared for, so it's all good.
Michael Lynch says you'll be glad to know Lee Floyd, Hannah Firth, Paul Jenkins, keep it up, Bradford. Well, as we said, Bradford, if they do finish second, they will more than likely play Oldham here at Odsal next Sunday. That's a game you'll be able to see on Bulls Live and Proper Sport. And then if Bradford can navigate that game, they'll be in the playoff final, and the playoff final will be here at Odsal Stadium on Sunday the 7th of October. A big crowd will be here for that one if Bradford are involved. Last tackle here for Hemel, but they've come up with the error because Callum Busting's thrown his weight into the tackle. The referee just going to talk there to the loose forward, Marcus Stock. Marcus Stock is saying that Busting pulled the ball out, but the referee, Liam Staveley, saying the onus is on the defender. He has knocked on. It'll be scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. So Ethan, after the quick-fire tries from Hitchcock's, Pickersgill, Staunton and Oakes, is just gone in a bit of a lull at the moment.
Yeah, I think we made an error then, but it were a good reaction to that error. We managed to D up well on our own line and force an error. Cal Busting with a great tackle. So now it's just about getting back into that grind, not making an error, completing this set, and then defend up well from there again.
Ross Oakes from the scrum brought down, 15 in from this main stand side. The sun just starting to drop behind the terracing here at Odsal. First day of autumn as Busting finds Lilly. Lily's pass there to Staunton hits the chest and bounces forward. So Bradford perhaps a little bit guilty there of forcing the pass when they just needed a little bit more composure. But Hemel, they will certainly take advantage, and they'll have another attacking raid inside the Bradford Bulls half. Don't forget on Bulls Live, Proper Sport, if we're in the playoffs, we'll be at Odsal Stadium next week as Hemel keep the ball going. This is going to be Wayne Jowett who's going to be brought down in a three-man tackle. Halafihi, Garside, and the debutant Oliver Wilson involved in that defensive muscle-up. The kick through from Hemel. It took a ricochet off Dane Chisholm. Bradford recover the ball. Referee Liam Staveley says knock on. Did the ball play the man? No. First error from Hemel. Scrum head and feed to the Bradford Bulls. So he's going to rule that the original error coming from Sonny Esselman, and then Dane Chisholm with the next error. So, Bulls Live Proper Sport approaching the hour mark here. It remains York 14, Whitehaven 8. It is Lee 16, Bartley 22, and it is still Doncaster 38, Workington 14. Kieran Baker joining us this afternoon, Tom Goodings, Mikey May, Anthony Harrell, and Christine Waterworth says, great commentary, guys. And Eric Splodge says, come on Whitehaven, 2 tries. And just as we say that, Bradford go down the middle with Callum Busting. Busting's brought down 5 metres shy of halfway. Here goes Lilly. Once again, it's the old Stanley boys out there, and it's Lilly to Hallis, and Lilly just mistimed the pass ever so slightly. It was just in front of Sam Hallis, and we'll have a scrum on the halfway line.
Yeah, I think now that we've scored a few long distance tries and finished them well, I think we're trying to throw the ball out a little bit now. I think it's just about sticking to that completion, which is what we've aimed for this week. And getting into that arm wrestle of the game in good stead for the playoffs. So I feel like we just need to rein it in a little bit now, get back to our structures and what the game plan is. So hopefully we can do it well here and see that from the boys.
Ian Greenwood joining us this afternoon from St Catherine's in Canada. And Andy Simpson says the Bulls need to calm it down a little bit, stop being a little bit too flashy, forcing the ball. So 19 minutes gone at the start of this second half. 60 minutes or thereabouts as we reach the 3-quarter mark, and Hemel 10 metres out from that Bradford line. To the credit, they've not waved the white flag. It's going to go to Burns. Burns to Howison. Howison, ball in hand. He's come on for the final 20 minutes. He's the Hemel player coach. And out of dummy half, Stamp's got over the line, but he's going to be held up. So great defensive line there from the Bulls. It held its own, and Paul Stamp will go back to the Bradford 10-metre line. So the pressure cooker continues to just simmer here. And it is now the York City Knights 18, Whitehaven 8. Sam Scott has gone in for the try as Hemel lose the ball on the floor, but it's touched Dane Chisholm. So it's back to 1. More defending for the Bulls to do as Steve Crossley, the 18th man this afternoon, is just coming down this main stand touchline to give some water. He's coming on. Bradford on the wrong call line. Howison to Smith. Smith goes behind his own player. Liam Staveley gives Hemel the benefit of the doubt. Back it goes. Howison's brought down 5 away from the line. Taylor now. Taylor twisting and turning. Staunton puts his body on the line with Hallis. It's a quick play, the ball. Stamp tries to pinch one. Held up again. Great scrambling defence from the Bulls. Hemel will go back to the 10-metre line. So Bulls Live Proper Sport. 20 minutes remaining here at Odsal. Smith kicks behind, picked up by Garside, but Bradford inside the 10. And Garside now has kicked the ball away. The referee will stop the clock. Hemel will have their second penalty of the afternoon. We've had 7 in total, 5-2. The penalty count. Ethan, it's just gone a little bit. John, sorry, it's just gone a little bit sloppy.
It has a bit, but you know, it's interesting with Hemel, isn't it? That I said previously that the fullback seems to have quite a bit about him. But then over on the left-hand side of the post there, they had 4 against 2, and some guy tried to score on his own. I just think if they had a bit more direction from the halves, that, you know, they'd have got over a couple of times this afternoon. They're certainly struggling with numbers in defence, but going forward. And yeah, to me, Bradford are just trying a bit too hard at the moment. I think we're trying to do things that we don't need to do, really. Just go through the process, as I say, every week. And it proved in the first half, go through the process, spread the ball wide, and you're going to score.
Hemel looking for their first try here at Odsal Stadium. They got a drop goal in the first half from Lewis Sharif. Howison's held up, and he's going to go back to the 10 once again. So he's playing the ball 8 metres forward. He'll have to go back a couple of metres, trying to pinch a couple of metres. That's got some of the Odsal faithful up in arms as Hemel still keep trying. Credit to Dean Thomas and Jack Howison's side, but Bradford can't keep Hemel at bay, or can they? As Marcus Stock drops the shoulder, and he's now brought down as Joel Edwards has got another try for York. They now lead by 24 points to 8, so the promotion party is well underway at Bootham Crescent, looking increasingly likely it will be the playoff route for the Bradford Bulls. And as John Keir sort of expected when we caught up at Tong midweek, it's certainly not going to affect any of his plans not going up via the direct route. Certainly, as Ethan's just said, Bradford well underway in their preparation for the visit of Oldham, who will be the visitors to Odsal next Sunday. So 14 minutes remaining on the season for Hemel. For Bradford, it will continue into the playoffs next week, and they're getting a good defensive workout here from Hemel. It is the last tackle. It's going to go back to Esselmont. Esselmont with ball in hand. Goes to Smith. To Wellham. Wellham's kick picked up there by Hitchcox. And Hitchcox is brought down 12 metres out from his own line, although Hemel have pinched the ball. And the referee will say that was stolen. Scrum, head and feet to the Bradford Bulls. So, Ethan, increasingly likely it will be the playoffs and Oldham here. Just how tough was it last week? And what challenges will Oldham bring to Odsal?
Yeah, I think the game was quite tough against Oldham. It always is a tough game. So,
there you go.
Yeah.
Even, you're not playing in the chance going up at Odsal.
Yeah, but like I said, in the first 15 minutes of that game, the ball didn't go out of play. It was a great arm wrestle between us. I think it showed in the end. They made an error and scored a couple of tries, but at the end of that half, we come out winners. So, and at the end of the game, we come out winners. So it'll be another tough game, but I feel like we can win it comfortably.
Bradford awarded their 6th penalty of the afternoon. The Bulls faithful. Give them a wave, Ethan.
I have done.
24 points to 8 then. The York City Knights lead Whitehaven at Bootham Crescent. It's 42 points to 1 here at Odsal for the Bulls. The playoff route beckons for John Keir's side, and a playoff date with Scott Naylor and Oldham at Odsal next Sunday. That will be a 3 o'clock kickoff, and another game you can see Bulls Live and Proper Sport. Harvey Wiles has just made a very valid point that the championship clubs will be absolutely delighted if the Bulls get promoted. Their travelling fans will boost the income for every club, and that's certainly been said in League One a few times this season, Harvey. Record crowds at Doncaster, Newcastle, Hemel, the West Wales Raiders. The Bulls really have set the competition alight as Oakes gets to his feet. Here goes Green. Green's brought down on the 4th tackle, 10 metres out in front of the post. Halafiyi now to Chisholm. Chisholm to Hitchcox. Hitchcox, who's switched from the left to the right, is held up over the line, and referee Liam Davis is held up. The Bulls will go back to the 10. So, we're just playing out the final 12 and a half minutes, Ethan. What do you reckon the Bulls are going to do? Put a bit of show on again?
Yeah, I think I can see something coming here. I'm going to go kick from Chiz now. Oh, I'm wrong.
You're wrong. It's a pass to Lilly. Lilly calls for the drop-off from Pickersgill. Pickersgill still going. He will navigate a route towards the post. Pickersgill brought down on the last tackle. Matt Wellham try-saving tackle. He saves Hemel's bacon on this occasion. Halafihi, Hallis to Lilly. Staunton, he's not going to get a second, is he? Ashley Gibson's cheering. Manny Staunton does have a second. 46 points to 1.
Try-scoring machine. He can't stop, can he? Nah, great play again on the last tackle. Nice to have a running option as well as a kicking option. So good to see Stons getting over for another try.
46 points to 1. Maddie Staunton now. Wow. Well, let me tell you something. Show me the money, or should I say Craig Harrison. He's been talking about Oliver Wilson and Matt Staunton all season long, and Craig Harrison, who's watching the coverage this afternoon, he must be absolutely delighted to see two of his young players performing so well. Oliver Wilson's just left the field for a well-earned sit-down on his debut, and there's Bulls supporters going absolutely wild. There might be late drama at Bootham Crescent just yet, because some great footwork down the left edge has seen Danny Green go in, and it's 24 points to 14, so there's this 10 points to difference at Bootham Crescent. Is it over? Never say over. I can't hear the fat lady singing, Ethan. Chisholm will attempt the conversion attempt. 10 metres in from the far stand side. He's kicking at 80% this afternoon. That one goes between the posts. 46 turns to 48. 9 tries to the Bulls this afternoon. And in the 69th minute here at Odsal Stadium on Bulls Live and Proper Sport, the Bulls lead by 47, 48-1.
Successful conversion for the Bradford Bulls. Sponsored by Vision Up, giving up number 7, Dane Chisholm.
Dane Chisholm, 7 from 9 attempts. James Kirkpatrick. Mick, there's been a try to Whitehaven. I think we've just known about that. Daniel Harrison says, come on Whitehaven. Well, we're in the final 10 minutes here at Odsal, so we're going to open the Bulls Live Man of the Match vote, so fire away. I'll ask you, Ethan, who do you think?
Currently, I'd probably say Pickers. For me, gets it every week, but he deserves it every week, so I think Pickers, or I think Ross Peltier and Cal Buston have brought some great go forward from the middle pack as well. Looking at that sort of thing, but it's either one of them three for me.
Halafihi, Lilly, Staunton, Gibson. Gibson rolls back the years, brought down 15 metres inside the Hemel half. Hemel, great effort it must be said. Dean Thomas and Jack Howison will be immensely proud of their side's efforts. They've not rolled over. They've made life difficult for the Bulls in this second half, as once again the Bulls brought down 15 metres out just to the right-hand side of the post. It's the last tackle. Alafihi misses out busting, finds Lilly. Lilly to Chisholm along the line. Here we go. Hitchcock's Pownall. Pownall, will he fancy his chances? Pownall will. The Bulls have hit the half century here at Odsal Stadium. The clock will be stopped. The referee will talk to the touch judge on this main stand side. The music's playing. Is this one going to be chalked off? The referee is going to point the finger. It is the half century. Try to Pownall. It's second of the afternoon. 52 points to 1.
Yeah, great shape again from the boys there, and a great footwork from Johnny in the end as well to evade a couple of people chasing him and to squeeze his way over the line. I'm not sure what the referee saw there to maybe disallow the try, but it looked good to me.
I think the touch judge was probably questioning whether or not Pownall had gone behind Jai Hitchcock, so if they'd used Jai Hitchcock's as the Trojan shoulder, but Sonny Esselmont and Lewis Sharif are just talking to the referee Liam Staveley, and he's explained his decision, and as we said, it'll be in the papers tomorrow. A lot of man of the matches for Callum Bustin and Brandon Pickersgill. Mary Staunton getting a lot of votes. So would you give it to John this afternoon?
Yeah, I it's funny this every week, and you say something and everyone goes, why is that? For me, yeah, it is Brandon Pickersgill. I think he's pushing the first half, set up Bustin's try. He's fielded every kick that's been put through from Hemel, and he scored a couple of tries himself, I think. So, for me, probably one of the most exciting young talents that are in the club at the moment. And you know what? It's unfortunate that Greg's been injured, but we've had somebody just as good who's a few years younger but looks just as calm and collected at the back. So, real big bonus. But yeah, for me today, it's Brandon.
So final 8 minutes here at Odsal, unless a miracle happens at Bootham Crescent, which I suspect it won't, because the York City Knights now lead by 28 points to 14. We will be here next week, next Sunday. What a game that promises to be. Bradford Bulls against Oldham. That will be a battle royal. The legend that was Scott Naylor coming back to potentially haunt his former club as there's a bit of miscommunication in the in-goal area between Pownall and Hitchcocks, and Hemel have earned themselves a goal line dropout, the first dropout that they have forced on the Bulls this afternoon. Julie Wright says Jordan Lilly man of the match, so too does Peter McDougall. Nothing's conclusive, Ethan. I'll let you decide the man of the match.
Ooh, tough one. Yeah, I'm gonna say Pickers. Yeah, he's deserved it yet again. He's shown us what an important player he's been in our team this year. Just in games like this, having someone pushing around on everything, it doesn't only take flies off the forward runners, but it allows you to convert your chances into points with that push up the middle and supplying the assist for the tries as well.
Brandon Pickersgill, the man of the match, and certainly he played his part in finishing off a great Jordan Lilly kick behind the line, and also one of the orchestrators and architects in that try for Callum Bustin. Here goes Matt Wellham. I think Hemel certainly going to try and score in the final minutes here at Odsall. John Kay will be hoping the Bulls' scrambling defence will keep him at bay, but certainly, as we saw in that second half against Oldham, this very formidable Bradford Bulls defence, this is what potentially is going to carry him and take him into the playoffs. Vila Halafihi has just taken out a Hemel player off the ball. Referee Liam Staveley is looking towards Vila Halafihi. Card stays in the pocket, and Hemel potentially might decide to take the two here, but they're not. They're going to keep the pressure going. They can hunt a try. It's 52 points to 1 here at Odsall Stadium. Howison is going to be brought down. 2 metres away from the line. They're going to try and squeeze over. That is Marcus Stocks. Stocks brought down just in front of the post pad, just to the right-hand side of the post. Stock plays the ball. It goes from Burns to Smith. Smith over the top towards Esselmont. And Esselmont's pass there has been knocked backwards by Kadeem Williams, and Williams, his blushes will be spared, as Matt Wellham now will put the fend into the face of James Green and Matt Staunton, and he will be brought down on this left-hand edge. So, 15 metres out. What will Hemel do here? Lewis Sharif takes on the Bulls' defence straight down the hearts. They're over the line of Hemel, but it won't count because Lewis Sharif has knocked the ball on, and that was Pickersgill and Halafihi involved in that free man tackle. So certainly, Ethan, this is very good defence, and very unjust to call it a training session, but I think John Kay will be delighted that the Bulls have kept Hemel tryless, not scoreless, tryless this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. If you could do that to every team going into a game, it'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? So actually to now prepare ourselves for the playoffs and to not consider trying today's game is massive for us, because it leaves teams wondering how they're going to actually penetrate our line and score points. We've got a little kick here now from Chiz, and Jai's chasing. Let's see if they can regather it, score some points.
Here comes the postman. He's picked up the sack. He's got the letters to deliver. He's in a foot race with Lewis Sharif. He's tripped over the ball. Did Sharif take him out? The referee is going to play on. And here come the Bulls. Pownall's on for the hat-trick. Pownall's had the ball stolen. Here comes the penalty. And wow, Jai.
I think he thought he was a footballer for a while, and didn't he? He's kicking the ball forward and eventually he tripped over it, but now we're up this end of the field now. Let's see if we can finish the game with some points.
4 minutes remain. Here comes Green. Green's lost the ball, but it's been stolen. So Bradford 3 quick penalties now. That takes the full total to 10. 8-3. We've had 11 penalties, and it's York 30, Whitehaven 14. So the man of the match, Brandon Pickersgill, is chosen by Ethan Ryan. And Liam Hindley agreeing with Ethan Ryan. Pickersgill man of the match for mine. Julie Mills says we can beat Oldham. We have twice already. Easy, and then the exclamation mark. Well, let me tell you, Julie, it won't be easy next Sunday. Brandon Pickersgill leaves the field. He gets a well-deserved round of applause from the Odsall faithful.
Just me, was a little breaking play. I just want to give a special mention actually to the Hemel fullback today, Matt Wellham. He's carried the ball so well and all gone to feign kicks and strong handoff. For me, he's been the outstanding player for them today, and I don't want that to get lost in the score and the fact that Bradford are winning the game quite easily. I think, credit due where it's due, and he's had an outstanding game for Hemel today. So from their point of view, I'd say he's been their man of the match.
Well, we're into stoppage time at Bootham Crescent. Final 4 minutes here at Odsall. Pownall, well, he was just about to dive in at the corner past Darren Ford, but referee has blown up for a forward pass. So, scrum, head and feed to Hemel. Ethan, it's all about the playoffs now. How do you see this week leading into next Sunday's game against Oldham being?
Yeah, it'll be a good intense week with one main aim, and that'll be to get 3 good sessions in before that all important game. We'll do lots of video and we'll discuss the game plan and see what's good for the game on next Sunday. So I feel like just get this week out of the way, get a good week's training, and hopefully we can deliver on the pitch.
Hemel on the left-hand edge, 5 metres in from the far stand side. Once again, going down that left-hand edge, looking for options. Bradford still defending. Final minutes here at Odsall Stadium. We'll be here next Sunday against Oldham. And as we said, Whitehaven in the end, they've pushed York incredibly close all afternoon, but in the end, experience has just taken its toll in the second half. One feels. Last tackle here for Hemel. Penalty. Not clearing the ruck, says referee Liam Staveley, and he points at Ashley Gibson. So once again, Ethan, the Bulls' defence is about to be tested.
Yeah, and hopefully we can prove why it's been so good all year again.
Well, they're still playing at Bootham Crescent, and it's another Connor Robinson penalty. 32 points to 14. They now lead Whitehaven. Hemel looking for options. Stock to Howison. Howison meets Green and Milton and Chisholm. And they're 18 metres or so away from the Bradford line. Across the face of the post, it goes to Sharif. Sharif brought down by Alice. Credit to this Hemel side, as John Keys rightly says. Matt Wellham, Jack Mitchell, Kieran Smith, Howison. Certainly a lot of tenacity, still trying to keep the momentum going. Kick comes in from Smith. Hemel have dived on the ball, but it's been adjudged to have been knocked forward. So it remains 52 points to 1. It'll be 10 tries for the Bulls, as we said. Pownall's got a brace, so too Dalton Grant, along with Staunton. And then we've had Oakes, Pickersgill, Hitchcocks, and also Busting. So 10 tries. And 90 seconds remaining here at Odsall. Oldham, the visitors, next week. Paul Lillis says Bradford need to play for 80 minutes versus Oldham next week. Not the usual 20 or 25 minutes or so each half. It's going to go to Green. And James Green is going to be brought down 8 metres short of the halfway line. At full time, we're going to hear from Jake Truman on his Bradford career and how the Bradford Bulls Academy helped and developed him. Hitchcock's on the halfway line. Pownall out a dummy half. Once again, Hemel not giving up the ghost. Halafihi to Chisholm. Chisholm, a clever little jink forward, but great positioning there from Kadeem Williams. Williams is brought down on his own 20-metre line. Oliver Wilson.
Matty Staunton.
Great debut from him. Matty Staunton, incidentally, Ethan, has just got the sponsors man of the match. Certainly another 2 tries to add to his barnstorming start to his career under John Keir. So final seconds here at Odsall Stadium. Hemel with Sharif. Lewis Sharif going to be brought down once again. Lily Green in there. And that'll be tackle number 4 for Hemel. 52 points to 1. Howison. Here goes Matt Wellham. Well, they're going to go in. Hemel at the death here. Pownall, try saving tackle. Has he got the momentum there? The try will be given. It's Mark Barlow. Cheers from the Odsal faithful. The hoots are about to sound. And Hemel, wow, what an eye-catching try that is. Mark Barlow underneath the sticks.
Yeah, and you look who created it as well. It were the fullback, Wellham. I think John stated earlier that he's had a very good game, and it's obviously we don't want to concede, but in terms of the Hemel, it's good for them and it's good for him. He has been very good all game, but yeah, it's just a little bit of loose defending by us in the past couple of sets, and it's allowed them to get over, which is a shame.
And as we've always said, Ethan, as the hooter sounds in the background, a great try and well deserved from Hemel, and certainly that will send them back down the M1 to Hertfordshire. And it's high fives and pats on the back all around. And we're now going to see the prop forward, Wayne Jowett, attempt the Paul Anderson. Can he convert from in front? Yes, he can. It is full time here at Odsal Stadium. 52 points to 7. Ethan Ryan, just quickly, your thoughts on this afternoon's game?